Okay.
Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Dance Podcast Live. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me. Now, earlier we had a few technical difficulties due to the rain, so I appreciate you all being very patient with us today, and we wanted to make sure that you got your resources. So we are at the beginning of the show now, which hopefully everybody has stayed on or can come back and check it out later just in case. So I have with me our returning quarterly guest, publisher of the Urban Aging News, Patricia Rencher. Good afternoon, Pat Rencher.
Hi, Marcia. How are you?
I'm good, Pat. How are you today?
I'm good. Yeah.
Good, good, good. And thank you for being so patient with us, because we didn't want the rain to be the reason why we couldn't get this show done.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Now, Pat, you know what? You always come to us around a certain time. So, what season is this the paper is out for?
This is the spring issue, first issue of the year, spring 2024 issue. And we are entering our 10th year of publishing Urban Aging News.
Wow, that is beautiful. The 10th year?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, congratulations. So this is anniversary time actually.
Yeah. It's an anniversary, yes.
Okay, well, 10 years is a milestone, Pat. So, and you're doing such a wonderful job throughout the community. So, my hat is off to you. I'm sure that well, where's the party? Is you going to have a party? Uh,
Um,
just
It'll
thought
be a
I asked.
destination party.
Oh, okay, okay. Just thought I asked. Just thought I asked. So of course we want to start off with some very good information. I always like to start off with your cover page because when the cover page shows this resource information, it brings people's attention to it. So tell us about this one. Want to age in place, plan now. How did this one come
Yeah,
about?
well, I mean, it's a constant issue in the aging network. Getting people to plan for and to make necessary modifications. Everybody wants to age in place. Everybody wants to age where they may have raised their children, but people need to really make an assessment about that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, does it make sense to stay in the house? And if then are you looking at modifications
Mm-hmm.
that will be helpful so that you can remain in the house safely and independently?
But you know what, Pat? I mean, what like I always tell people, the family home is where everything begins, especially when where you were raised in a home and now you're the adult and you have that opportunity to maintain the family home if you want to. So I know a lot of families, early on they thought to have upstairs was unique. Oh, the kids' rooms are upstairs, and now the kids are all grown and gone. You got this big house, and nobody's going upstairs. Or you got one bathroom, and it's upstairs. Now we need a bathroom downstairs. So it's a lot of dynamics with housing, and it's not just with becoming of age. It's also when a person sustains a disability, the house may not be functionable enough, for a person to maintain because of their need. So in the idea, I'm looking at your cover sheet, and that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, absolutely. And people need to be realistic with themselves.
Hmm.
Is this a house that I can age in comfortably, safely, independently? I know a lot of older adults who are prisoners to floor.
Mm-hmm.
They can't get up the stairs any longer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of things. I think Cassandra Spratling, formerly of the Free Press, wrote that article, and she digs into a lot of different areas that people just should consider and not wait until something needs to happen. She talked to one couple who had a home, I think, in Sherwood Forest, and they just decided this was too much house, and we're going to downsize,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to and they found a place where they had all their housing, uh, their living quarters and everything, a one level place.
Okay. Okay. That's great. All right. Well, let's get into this paper here because I want to make sure we get a chance to address each and every page that we have. So we have Lakeshore Legal Aid. What's the story on Lakeshore Legal Aid?
So Lakeshore Legal Aid is one of the legal uh, firms that people, caregivers, older adults, and others can access at no cost. Um, Usually, what happens in our case, in terms of essential elder legal planning, they can do your draft documents for you, wills, powers of attorney, and so forth at no cost.
Okay.
They don't do criminal,
Okay.
but and advise they can do some advising it as well. So they just want a super big grant, so they'll be expanding their services. So if you need something, now's the time to access them.
That's good. That's good. I mean, I think, especially if you can get free legal counseling, at least get free legal counseling to see if they, can match with you as far as your finances are concerned. Not necessarily, you may or may not can afford it, but you don't know until you just ask. Okay, I
Right,
had to get that in there. All right, so we
right.
got this page here. Everyone deserves equal opportunity to rent a home or own a home, and this is fair housing.
Yeah, that's Fair Housing Center of Metropolitan Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And so they handle cases both for renters as well as they have attorneys as well, for renters and homeowners. So there's a lot of home owner situations that they can probably help you with. It's worth a
Okay.
call.
Okay. All right. I like the fair housing people. And one thing too, people don't realize that you can call fair housing and ask them questions, in reference to your first time getting moving to a rental property or what to expect, what kind of relationship should you have with your landlord tenant. We don't take full use or advantage of these services because we really don't know. So,
Hmm.
I'm going
Hmm.
to dig deeper and try to have some of these guys come on so people can better understand what the services are. So, okay,
Oh,
we got this
absolutely.
page here, Aging Ways, Nonprofit Senior Services.
So it's age ways. And you know that Southeastern Michigan is divided into three area agencies on aging. We have the Detroit Area Agency on Aging. We have for Western Wayne County the Senior Alliance. And for Oakland, Washtenaw, St. Clair, and six
Mm-hmm.
counties in all was Area Agency on Aging 1B.
Mm-hmm.
And they have changed their name, and their new name is Age Ways.
Oh,
And
okay.
same services, um, a lot of the same phone numbers. They do have some new uh, uh, email addresses. But if you, for the time being, I'm sure, but if you go to Age Ways, you will find your area agency on aging 1B. So
That's
they're
not.
really trying to get the message to people that they've changed their name, but
I
they've got the
see.
same
Yeah.
services.
When I'm reading this paragraph, Area Agency on Aging were established in the Federal Old American Act of 1973 to help older Americans and their caregivers live quality lives with independence and dignity. The largest of the AAA in Michigan, 1B, is one of 16 in the state and 622 nationwide. Wow, so that's a long time. That's a long time, and that's good history. That's real good history.
Hmm.
So now we got
Hmm.
a name change. Okay, so they're not no longer Area Agency on Aging B, one B,
1B, no
one B.
longer that.
Okay, All right. I hope everybody catch that. All right. So what do we have here with the Alzheimer's Association Greater Michigan chapter? Anything we need to know?
Well, this is a young woman who has come on board for the Alzheimer's Association Michigan chapter, and she's the community outreach person. And so she is available to come to your churches, your civic groups, and to provide some an overview, some training on what the Alzheimer's Association has to offer. She provides some um, discussion on the 10 warning signs of Alzheimer's,
Okay.
but and just a variety of topics
Okay.
uh, to let people know the availability of services at
A
the
lot of people don't
association.
know. A lot of people trying to do this themselves, not sure where to turn. So yeah, we do need more visual resources out there so we can be more educated on, conditions such as dementia and Alzheimer's. So hats
Right.
off to
You
that.
just ask that you call and she'll come to your group.
Great, great. We need to get that out. All right, and let's see what we got here. Digital equity in health, the premise of virtual care. You know what? I'm not crazy about this virtual quick care stuff. So is this the topic we're talking about? Because I see
Well,
your
a lot of people aren't crazy about it, but it's here to stay.
yes.
And for some routine kinds of things, they are trying to get people oriented and to access
Mm-hmm.
telehealth.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Denise White Perkins is doing trainings for older adults and their families so that it will make it easier for them to have a telehealth visit. There's some visits that you cannot have
Right.
uh, over the computer, over the internet. But there's a lot of visits that are very helpful to um, seniors, older adults who have transportation problems and the like, that it would be much easier for telehealth.
Well,
But it's here to
it's good.
stay.
It has its high points because at least if you can't get your loved one there, if you have a telehealth conference, they can still see the doctor and be able to connect. Get the information. I just think the technical part of having a elderly person use the phone or use the computer is where we have a breakdown at. So if you're lucky, you have a person that knows phone savvy, then yeah, telehealth would be a good way to go.
Well, this is a position from Henry Ford, and their program is to assist and help older adults and their families to access whatever devices or whatever needs they may have
Okay.
to to access telehealth services.
So along the bottom half of that same page, does my
Oh
eyes
dear.
yes, do I see the ninth
Yeah.
annual Aging Matters Expo Education at Expo? Okay. All right,
So
Pat.
I told you earlier that this was my 10th year of doing the paper.
Mm-hmm.
It probably would have been 10th year, and maybe it would be the 11th year of doing the conference. But I started this conference simply because there were so many people who didn't know about resources, services, and programs and supports when they are caring for their elder loved one. So this year, it's August 1st. We'll be at Fellowship Chapel. We'll have a full page ad in the next
Okay.
Urban Aging News. But and so there's workshops on elder law, home and community-based services, and then this year our trending topic workshops will be on resources and tech um, devices for
Okay.
aging in place and for caregiving.
All right. Well, we keeping everybody posted for the event. Of course, we are. We want everybody to be ready. All right. So we'll make sure we keep that information active. So telling us a Victoria's Secret's the benefits of a bra when it's properly fitted. Now, how did we get into this?
Well, have you ever had a professional bra fitting?
Yes, I have, and I, you know what? And to be honest with you, I do know how important that is. I just wanted to know how you get to your paper that we made. This
Well,
was
if you
the
read the
concern.
article on the right-hand side, it talks about the health benefits of a properly fitting bra.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times when people complain about back pain or their posture, it's advised that people consider um, getting fitted for getting professionally fitted
Well,
for a
you're
bra.
right. You know what? You're right. I just looking at it, I'm like, oh, we got a story about because I'm gonna tell you something. My sister, she is one of those women that if she see that a woman's bra look like it's uncomfortable or it's not holding her upright, she'll say, "Can I help you adjust your straps and this and that?" And I'm like, "Are you serious?" But she's conscious like that from watching a show with Oprah Winfrey years ago. The importance of having the proper fitting of a brassiere, and they got so many
Mhm.
different kinds now. I'm like, okay, do people still use the same kind that cause stress on your shoulders or lines on your back? But it depends on the quality of your brassiere.
Right. And they say most people, they say some high number, 80% of women who wear bras have improperly fitting, are wearing
Yep.
improperly
Yep.
fitting bras.
Hmm. Excuse me. So if you take your daughter to a place that actually gets fitted when young girls first start, they will be better off knowing how to properly wear the brassiere because they went and got fitted the first time. But most people don't think about taking their young daughters to be fitted properly and told what to do. They just say, "Here you go." So and then everybody's just walking around with something on, but maybe it doesn't work right.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
we're gonna encourage people to read that article. So that's gonna be a good one. So what do we have here, Pat, for the Elder Law Advocacy Center?
Well, that is another agency, just like Lakeshore that we just talked about, that offers free services to Wayne County residents, um, to the caregivers, and to uh,
Okay.
older adults themselves. Again, it's so very important to get that paperwork in
It
order.
is. A lot of people are just so intimidated by paperwork, but they do need to contact the two firms you have here, Lakeshore and what's this one, Elder Law, just to get a handle on their information. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, just call them and ask them. Can you get the free consultation and tell them what your situation is? At least get an idea on. Don't just sit there and say I don't know what to do because you didn't call, you didn't ask. Okay, so hopefully we can keep on getting that message out. Call and ask them, can I get a free consultation? And this is what I'm looking for. And then you can decide if that's the agency you want to use. So, what do we have here? Planning and resources are key to overcoming barriers to aging in place. Okay, Pat. This
And
has got
that's
something to do with
the
housing.
that's the art the cover story
Mm
article
hmm.
there.
Mm
Yeah.
hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a good read. She did a good job on that piece.
Yeah, clearly when it comes to bathroom accessibility, kitchen, doorways, things of that nature, a lot of people say, well, I can't afford to modify my home, but let's check it out. Let's check it out, ladies and gentlemen. You never know where money's coming from. Weatherization programs. There's a lot of money that comes out certain times of the year that people don't know that they can ask for because they don't know who to ask. But I tell you what, call 211, dial 211 and ask them about some grant funding. They'll tell you. All right. So, Pat, what do we have here? Oh, this is your Age Way, helping seniors and their families. That's a nice ad. And you got Specialty Library for the Blind and Disabled, has audiobooks and braille resources. I did a show with these people. They're some wonderful organization. Excuse me. So what is your take on that, Pat?
Well, I didn't know until maybe a couple of years ago, because I think we did something on them before, but they reached out to me and they said they want people to access their services. And they mail whatever it is to you that you need
Mm-hmm.
at no cost.
Correct.
It's really a
Mm-hmm.
underutilized service.
And there were, I'm not sure if there still is, but there were 11 locations. There were 11 locations for this particular type of library for the blind and physically challenged. No, I don't know if it's still 11.
Well, it's down to this one now.
Oh
Yes.
my God. Oh, okay. We got to
Mm-hmm.
reach out to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's chat about incontinence. Aha.
I'll just say, if you know, you know. And this reporter, Pat Anstead, who's a long time veteran journalist, wrote for both papers, both daily papers, and she outs herself. She said that she was having some incontinence problems,
Mm-hmm.
and so she takes folks on her journey and what helped her with the leaking and so forth. So it's quite interesting how she breaks it down and tells you what she did and what the doctor prescribed. And so she's pretty much at normal now. She's just managing it based on what she learned and
I
experienced.
I think a lot of things is that people are embarrassed. I mean, you wet yourself and you got to go out in public and oh my goodness, I can't go anywhere because I'm afraid I'm gonna wet myself, whether it's a male or female. I remember being a kid and my stepmom always had a towel on the car seat. She took a towel with her all the time. I didn't know that she had incontinence issues
Mhm.
until I got older, and we always had to stop. Every few minutes we had to stop, and she had to go to the bathroom. Well, not to say that that was a bad thing. I just that wasn't a discussion. And as I got older and learned what it was and everything, I knew. And I look back at that like I was just a kid and didn't get it. But now as an adult, I understand it. And we should actually be addressing some of these issues instead of just looking at it like it's personal. It's personal, but it's personal whereas you need to know where to get help from or to receive services.
Oh, absolutely. And it's very common.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, so where are we at here? Let's see, was this them? That was them. That was them. Okay. And we're down to our last 3 pages. So navigating bank account beneficiary decisions. Oh, who's handling my money? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, and all I'll say about this is people think the best thing to do is to put their family member's name on their bank account. And the lawyers say, don't do that. Sign on.
Mm-hmm.
There's a document at the bank where you can had that person have access to the account, but they're not a joint owner because as a
Right.
joint owner, those the joint owner is liable for any debt you may leave. Uh,
Well, it's not just that, Pat. If you have a young person on your account, your son or whatever, and he has a garnishment or some type of lien or whatever, it come out of your money. So they're not going to tell you,
That's
oh well,
that's exactly what I'm saying,
that's where it
is
come
that
from.
you're held
Yep.
liable for the person's
Mm-hmm.
debt. Yeah.
I had to
And so you
strangle my
don't want to do that.
right. I had to.
But you also want to make it easier for in the event of your death or your
Right.
custody, you want to make it easier for the person to access the money.
I
So
understand that.
I think the form is death upon um, benefit upon death beneficiary.
We're gonna find out what that is. I'm sorry. So I went to this page here, this research page. Now, what's on this research page that we need to make sure people are aware of? We got volunteers, opportunity, transportation, sports, support, and connections. So, which one of these articles stood out to you? Because I like them all. Caregivers advocates needed. The Elder Project, Active Connection, Highland Park Community Group. I like them all. Helping older adults transition
When
for
will this
driving.
show air, Marsha?
I'm sorry.
When will this show air?
Well, actually, this show is airing right now, my dear. So this afternoon, this
Okay,
show is
then we
actually.
want to, if you look under Money Smart, I think we should mention this is an annual event that is being hosted by Detroit Area Agency on Aging.
Let me go back. Let me
A,
see. Money Smart. Where are we at? Let me.
yes, the second paragraph. And it's an annual event held within the Aging Network.
Okay.
It's called Money Smart Expo. And it's a day of assisting older adults, anything related to finances, financial literacy,
Mm-hmm.
services that will assist with your finances and
Okay.
budgeting and so forth. And it's a free event. There's breakfast, there's lunch, there's
Well,
vendors. It's a
they're going to
wonderful
see this
event.
show today in the next 20 minutes. Matter of fact, it's airing live on Facebook, so people will be able to see it, okay? And then we'll
And
run it
the
again.
event is next Thursday,
Okay.
the 17th,
All right. We'll get in it.
Wednesday, April 17th.
We'll get it out. We'll make sure we get it out. So on our last page here, who do we? Oh, now I'm on the last. Okay. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can see up in your right hand corner, The Just Ask Foundation's 4th Annual Health and Fun Fair is in October, Thursday, October 3rd of 2024. So, Pat, that's shortly after you. Okay, so you're in
Yes.
August, and we're in October, our annual event celebrating the human spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see the Aging Expos flyers and information going out on a regular basis shortly, and ours as well, the Just Ask 4th Annual Health and Fun Fair, which means that you can call Pat, okay, and her number. Ask her for some information or get a copy of that paper if you like, the Urban Aging News. So, Pat, they got the number here, as well as, if not the number, go to your website, urbanagingnews.com. And, ladies and gentlemen, you know you can always find us at 1-800-323-5336 or email us at justasktalkshow.org. If you should miss that, then just go to look up our show on PBS Channel 56, and we have several cable stations. So if you're not sure, call our 800 number, ask us where and when does Just Ask come on, and we'll fill you in on all the wonderful lineup of stations that we have so that you can see us. So, Pat, is there anything else you want to tell our viewers before we wrap up here?
Well, the last thing, and I thought it was really good, it's open. Ageways, formerly AAA1B, has a special relationship with Lyft, the Lyft and Uber transportation systems,
Yep.
and they will help. It's on page 21.
Yep, got it up.
Connect with Lyft. Yes.
Okay.
And by calling them, you can call Ageways, formerly AAA1B, and they can coordinate a Lyft ride for you. And they only are doing it Monday through Friday, and most of that's because they want to be at work to sort of oversee your
Okay.
Lyft ride.
But that's good.
Hmm.
Excuse me. Any transportation is better than no transportation. So let's get something done. I mean, if you got to get it done Monday through Friday, that's fine. Great. Well, Pat, I'm running out of time. So will I see you again next quarter?
Lord willing, and the creek doesn't shine, or however that goes.
Okay, I got you on that. Okay, hold for me 1 second. Well,
Thank
ladies and
you.
gentlemen, I'm sorry about all the technical difficulties we had today, but we did get the show done. So we wanted to make sure that the Urban Aging News Quarterly Edition is aired on our stations, as well as you can always reach out to Pat Rencher herself or go to her website and request a subscription to that paper. So what do I always say? I'm your host, Marsha Florence with Just Ask. And hey, you know me. If you have a question about a person with a disability or you just have a general question, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. I'm your host, and I will see you next time. Thank you.